Hey guys, it's Chris Lopez from Kettlebell and I'm going to take you through my full warm-up prior to my workouts. Then that means whether I'm working out with kettlebells or I'm doing some traditional weight training stuff or some body weight training stuff. This is a routine that I usually go through to warm my body up and prep my body for whatever exercise that I'm about to do. After a thorough foam rolling session, and if you need a link to the foam rolling session, you can check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/tt-kettlebell. I'll go through some static stretches. Now there's only two real static stretches that I'll do. The first one is a chest stretch or a pec stretch. If you have one of these jump stretch bands, then by all means use this. You want to set your arm up so that it's almost at a 45-degree angle to your shoulder. Take your shoulder and pack it and just turn away from it so that you've got a good stretch going through your pec or through the front of your body. Now the reason why I stretch my pecs is because I'm at a computer a lot, or I guess I'm kind of hunching over and working at the computer all the time. So it's important for me to really try to open this up and try to get some flexibility in that area, which has a tendency to be really tight. So I'll go about 30 seconds on each side of the pec stretch. If you don't have a jump stretch band, then you can use just a door frame or a column that you can find in the gym there, or even one of these the columns on the cable machine, and just use that to stretch out as well. Okay, so a chest stretch for 30 seconds. After that, the second static stretch that I'll do is a hip flexor stretch. Now, I'm sure you know already that for snatches and swings or anything explosive, even deadlifts and squats, you really need to make sure that your hips are nice and open and they're not restricted, so that they're not restricting your movement. So for the hip flexor stretch, making sure that my hips are square, I'm going to push my hips forward. I'm going to squeeze the glute on the side that I'm stretching. So this is my right side. I'm going to squeeze my right glute, push my hips forward. My chest is there. I want to lean my chest back, lift my right arm up, and then I'm going to turn away from the side that I'm stretching. So I'm leaning over to the left and holding it there. And you should feel a good pull right through the front of your hip there, and I'm going to hold that for about 30 seconds. So after those two static stretches, I'm going to grab my jump rope, and I usually do this for about 5 minutes, and all I'm going to do is just jump rope, try to get the blood flow in, and just try to break a bit of a sweat and get my overall body temperature warm, and then I'll take you through some mobility exercises. So I get my jump rope going, and just try to get a nice, easy rhythm. If you've never jumped rope before, then I strongly suggest, especially if you like to play sports and are into, or you require anything that needs some footwork, jumping rope is a great way to help with your footwork and coordination and really get your overall body temperature up. So I'll be jumping rope, and I'll do that for about 5 minutes. Now immediately after that, I like to do a spinal decompression type of thing. I learned this from Chad Waterbury. And all you do is just grab a chin-up bar and kind of unload your spine, really open up the pathways. And I'll just stay there for about 10-15 seconds, really opening up. And then we'll get into my mobility warm-up. So for the mobility warm-up, I like to do what's called a rise and shine, and what that does is that really helps me with hip extension and really opening up my chest and getting some mobility in my upper back and my shoulders. And all that is I'm standing up and I'm going to pretend that I'm going to curl into the fetal position, and then I'm going to come up and squeeze my shoulder blades, lift my chin up to the air, squeeze my glutes, and open right up. And I'll do about 10 of these. So after about 10 rise and shines, I'll hit the ground and do 10 push-ups. And then after the push-ups, I want to dynamically stretch my hips now, and so I'll do some reverse lunges, but I'll add a twist to it. So if I step back with my right, I'm going to take my left arm, wrap around, and try to touch my right calf. And I'll alternate sides for 10. And then what I'll do is I'll repeat it again. So I'll do the 10 rise and shines, I'll do the 10 push-ups, and then I'll do the 10 twisting reverse lunges, forcing my hips open. Immediately after that, and again, regardless if I'm doing kettlebell work, if I'm doing body weight work, or if I'm doing traditional weight training stuff, I am going to do some Turkish get-ups. Now I like Turkish get-ups because of the mobility aspect of it, because it warms up my upper back, and it primes me for movement as well. You get a lot of unilateral work. So I've got a nice light 8K, I think that's 8K, yeah, 8K kettlebell. So I'll do a couple of Turkish get-ups. So I'll just take you through one. Making sure that I've got a big chest when I get up. Squeezing my shoulder blades in this vertical cross position and then really forcing my hip up nice and high, so I'm squeezing my glute. So I'll do about 2 or 3 per side depending on the weight of the kettlebell. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll start off with 3 with say a 16K, and then I'll pick up the 20K, and then I'll do 2 on each side, and then I'll finish off with 1 on each side with a 24K. And by that time, I've got a good sweat going on, I feel pretty mobile in my joints, and I'm ready to go to start off my regular workout. So I'm Chris Lopez from KettlebellWorkouts.com, and that's the way I usually warm up before any type of training session that I do for my stuff.